Hello everybody, welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for our dearly departed review show for round 36. A nice quiet week here. 4-0 away win for Leeds. 3-2 defeat for Villa at Palace. Fulham lost 3-1 at Southampton. We had West Brom losing to a 95th minute goalkeeper header against Liverpool. And Sheffield United win at Everton with a 17-year-old scoring the winner. So maybe we're on the beach and we're into crazy end of season happenings. But still plenty to talk about, and we're going to get through each of those games for our dearly departed. They are the teams I covered in the Championship that made their escape. A lot of people asking me about next season. As things stand, a dearly departed team is a dearly departed team forever. Sounds like David Brent, doesn't it? A good idea is a good idea forever. So it will be Leeds, Villa next season. It will be Norwich and Watford and whoever wins the playoffs. Now we know 3 of our teams have been relegated. So there's going to be 5 dearly departed teams next season. As far as I'm concerned, as long as I'm doing this, we'll keep covering those teams. We'll see how we grow and how we shrink. And the minimum's 3, but we could get more, couldn't we? Right, before we get to that, thank you to Jay Coyle, dearly departed, also known as Ben. Couldn't bear to lose us. Thank you to Jay, who's sponsored the show all season. What a great guy. Got involved over on Patreon. Thanks again, Jay Coyle. Let's have a look at the round 36 results. I've spoilt most of them, but we'll do it anyway. It was Manchester United 1, Leicester 2. That was the middle of last week. And Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1, because those teams were going to be playing in the cup final. Newcastle 3, Man City 4. There's a real end-of-term feel to some of these games. Goals flying in and strange things like Newcastle scoring 3 times in a game against Man City. Burnley 0, Leeds 4. Wow. Southampton 3, Fulham 1. Fulham just can't win a game, can they? Brighton 1. West Ham 1. West Ham are still in it in the shake-up at the top of the table. Brighton, of course, safe. Palace 3, Villa 2. Could be a decisive week. 3-point swing in our battle between Leeds and Villa this week. Spurs 2, Wolves 0. Spurs in 6th. West Brom 1, Liverpool 2. Yes, we'll get into all of that craziness there. And Everton 0, Sheffield United 1. The Blades have 20 points. At last, as ever, we start with the highest ranked team, which has been Leeds for a few weeks now, and we will work our way down. So our first match is Burnley 0, Leeds 4. And you can see there, I have already reviewed this. So I jumped on. Don't know what the 14 thumbs down's all about. There we go. Maybe people clicked on it thinking it was the highlights and were very disappointed when they saw my ugly mug. But look, 16 minutes recorded review on that. That one needed doing. A 4-0 win for the dearly departed. Should be covered in its own right. So we had a good talk about that. If you really want, go and watch that now and then hit pause on this and come back to this. YouTube will put you in the right place anyway, won't it? But yes, all covered. A great win for Leeds. And look what that's done to the table. As I mentioned, a 4-point gap now and a 3-point swing this round in Leeds' favour. So the maximum upside now for Wolves is 51. So Leeds can't finish any lower than 11th. The maximum upside for Villa is 54. So Leeds need 1 win from the last 2 to guarantee that they're going to finish in the top half. And then look upwards. Leeds' maximum upside is 59. And if I were to just have a little look on my laptop over to this side, I mean, let's look at the 2 teams immediately ahead of them. And remember, Everton have lost only 1 point in the last 2. Arsenal, 3 wins, a bit of a different matter. So next round, Everton at home to Wolves, Arsenal at Palace, Leeds away at Southampton. And on the last round, Arsenal at home to Brighton, Leeds at home to West Brom, and Everton away to Manchester City. So, even though catching Arsenal might not happen, there's a chance they can catch Everton. especially if they're within a game on that last day of the season where they're going to go away to Manchester City. So Leeds looking likely to finish 10th, which is brilliant. And there is a possibility that they could finish 9th, which would match Sheffield United's, who did the dearly departed amazingly proud last season. That would match their position, wouldn't it? Sensational stuff from Leeds. Again, we won't talk the Leeds game. I've done the whole review, so do go away and watch that one. But please feel free to comment, particularly on how do you see the last 2 weeks panning out? Where are Leeds going to finish? 11th? 10th? 9th? Who knows? Who knows indeed? Right. Get your comments in on that one. It was Burnley 0, Leeds 4, and do check out the full review. And in South London, it was Crystal Palace 3, Aston Villa 2. And this battle between Leeds and Villa just shows no signs of letting up, does it? A rivalry that we know all about, sort of over the last 2, 3, 4 years or so. And Villa were winning this game and closing the gap up. But a decisive second half by Palace, a good second half by Palace actually, and they take all 3 points. And Villa, well, the slight trend down towards the end of the season continues, sadly, for our Villa friends. There are the teams: Butland, Ward, Koyate, Cahill, Mitchell, Schlupp, McCarthy, Eze, Townsend, Benteke, Zaha for Palace. Really, really proud of Eze as well. We watched him in the Championship for a couple of seasons as he broke through. He looked fantastic yesterday, gliding around the pitch. He and Zaha. Yes, it's a Roy Hodgson team that's quite pragmatic, and often it is sit in, get those to the ball. But great to see players like Eze coming out from the Championship as a signing for a different club from QPR to Palace and doing so well. For Villa, Martinez, El Mohammadi, so no Cash, Konza, Howes, so no Mings, and Target, Ramsey and Louise, which means John McGinn is moved forward, so no Ross Barkley, El Ghazi, Traore, Watkins. Captain Jack is back, but he was only ever going to be coming off the bench. We were told that. I would still contend that Grealish, Barkley, McGinn moved back, Mings and Cash would be the strongest team. I know there's a few question marks on Barkley and his form's a bit up and down, isn't it? But certainly those guys in the back four and the double pivot do make things better. However, John McGinn was moved forward, and of course, as soon as I say that, it's a great goal, this, isn't it? Just no need for too much power on this. Comes to him, edge of the box, and it's all about the placement. Side foot, left foot, first time along the floor. He does not hit it hard, but it's right in the corner, in off the post. Great goal. Excellent technique, excellent sort of judgment of the pace needed on the ball and to get that trajectory perfect. Lovely goal. 1-0 Villa. Here is the equaliser. Benteke climbing all over the back there. It is Courtney Howes, isn't it? I'm not saying he's fouling him. It's a great leap, isn't it? Benteke, who is, of course, a former Villa player, nodding that one in back across the keeper. Decent header. I think it must have been Zaha that stuck the cross in for that one. Here is Anwar El Ghazi. Bit of a muddle, this goal. You see Ollie Watkins, the ball's sort of ballooned up in the air. And let me be fair here, if Watkins is trying to head this to El Ghazi, it's a brilliant assist by Watkins. I think he is actually. And he sort of flick header back. And El Ghazi, you can see it's a big chance. He puts it quite close to Butland. Doesn't find the corner really, but he hits it early, hits it hard and low. And the ex-Stoke Birmingham keeper is not going to get that one. 2-1 Villa. So they take the lead twice in this game. But here comes Wilf Zaha. They get a turnover and quick transition into the corner. Zaha, stands up. I think it's Konza, isn't it? Sorry, blurry picture again. He gets the runner, and we know what Zaha's like in those positions. You can't go near him. You're going to concede a penalty. If you do, you just got to try and get the block off. That doesn't happen close in, and it doesn't happen. Look, you already see El Mohammadi turning his body slightly. It's going to hit El Mohammadi, don't know whether it's going in or not, and go in on the near post. So big deflection, but they were done, as Graham Souness rightly said in the Sky commentary on this. Once they let him enter the box like that with half a yard, it's very hard with a player of Zaha's dribbling capacity. And here is the winner, young fullback Tyreek Mitchell. Have I got the first Christian name right there? Sorry if I've got that wrong. I think it's Tyreek, isn't it? I think it's Tyreek Backinson that plays for Bristol City. Anyway, my apologies if I've got that wrong. Anyway, what I haven't got wrong is he scores here. And he's just furthest forward, isn't it? Look, get in the box, get supporting. Eze hits the best shot he can. It's very high up. He kind of shins it into the ground and in he goes. And he just sort of flicks it in. Remember Balotelli scoring with his shoulder like that once. Good sort of improvisation when he's in there. And of course, if it's above the line of the shirt, which it was, and a bit of his, I guess, upper chest pectoral muscle gets on that and he flicks it into the net from close range. 3-2. Grealish did come on, didn't make much of an impact. It was all Palace, it was all Eze, it was all Zaha, and they get the win. There are the numbers. Look at that, 23 shots for Palace. Roy the boy, loving it. One big chance apiece. There is 2 hit woodwork there. Tight game. Look, 1.84, 1.35 has Palace edging it on the XG. Shot map's not really conclusive. Possessions in Villa's favour. Shot count is slightly in Palace's favour. One of those, an open 3-2 victory on another day. Villa can hang in there and get the win. But given who's not there, Cash, Mings, Barkley, Grealish, etc., then maybe it was the best they could do. I don't know. You let me know what you think in the comments as Villa peter out a little bit towards the end of the season. There's the table. You can see Palace. Doesn't look like anyone's going to catch Villa and knock them from 11th. That would take 2 wins for both of those teams below Palace and Wolves. I mean, it does feel like a little bit of a disappointment, doesn't it, given how well Villa started and how they've been in the top half for a lot of the season. Big picture is great. 11th is excellent. It really, really is. If they can hold on in, they probably only need a draw, a couple of draws from the last 2 games. And I'm sure those, well, literally they can't. That would take them over the sort of 50-point threshold. But it'd be good. I think what Villa fans would like to see, they'd like to see Grealish get in for a start in one of those last 2 games ahead of the England squad being announced. I think they'd like one more win, wouldn't they? Which would take them up and over the 50-point mark. And look, if they won both, there's a chance they can catch Leeds, but 4-point gap with 2 games to go is heavily in Leeds' favour. If Leeds can just match Villa's result next week, then it's done. So big picture, good for Villa. Small picture, little bit disappointing, little bit of a tail off, isn't it? But let's see and go to the summer, add a bit more depth, and I think they're looking good as a viable middle of the table Premier League team. And then it's, can you get into that top half on a regular basis? So great stuff by Villa, but disappointing to let this one go. Let me know why you think it happened and what you're expecting over the last 2 games. If you're a Villa fan, it was Palace 3, Villa 2. And it was Southampton 3. I always get these the wrong way around, don't I? Fulham 1. And Fulham, yeah, the bad run continues. They've now been relegated. And I don't know about any Fulham fans watching. I'm a little bit concerned now because I know it's paper talk and the pot being stirred, isn't it? But I don't know. I'm worried about Parker versus the Khans and the running of this club and how things are going to pan out and lots of loan players going back. And I don't know. I hope it's not a chaotic summer for Fulham because that's not going to stand them in good stead in the Championship, is it? Southampton get the win in this one. Back-to-back wins for them. McCarthy in goal. Walker-Peters, Stevens, Vestergaard, Salisu, Redmond, Armstrong, Ward-Prowse, Minamino, Ings and Adams. More like a full-strength Southampton team now, doesn't it? Here's what Scott Parker went with. Areola, Adrabio, Anderson, Tete. There is Fabio Carvalho. Look out for him. He's going to score in this game. Unfamiliar name to me. Anyone help me out on who he is, where he's come from? Let me know. Reed, the other side. Iain and Harrison Reed. Did Iain really play central midfield? Anguissa, he's a central midfielder. Onoma Cavaliero. I mean, first of all, let me know if that team shape's anywhere near right, because obviously you've got Tete as a right back there at centre back. Iain as a full back either side. You've got Reed, who's normally a forward, down as left wing back, and Guisa's normally a sitter. So maybe, although SofaScore, they do track the GPS, don't they? So we will see whether that's right or not. And it looks a bit experimental from Parker, though, doesn't it? For sure. Here are the goals. Forced in. It's poor, this one. Really does smack of a team that's already down, lacking a bit of concentration there. Set play, and it's Ward-Prowse. He's one of the best in the league. And for that ball to be put in on the half volley like that, shouldn't be allowed to bounce. There's enough players around there, and Scott Parker will be really cross with that one. That's a poor defensive set play. Che Adams sticks it in. Here is Nathan Teller. Sticks that one home. Nice overlap there. Crossed in from the right. Sticks it home. First time they've just lost him. And it's 2-0 to the Saints. Here comes Carvalho for his moment. It's a great finish. You're wondering on that freeze frame where he's going to put that. Smashes it, barring in near post. Superb venom on the shot. 2-1. However, Theo Walcott, and I watched this about 3 times. I can't tell if it takes a deflection. I think it does. Sort of loops a little bit into the corner to Areola's right. And Walcott gets the third for Southampton, who take this one 3-1. There are the numbers. 54 in Fulham's favour on the possession. 7 shots to 3 on target, though. 2 big chances to 1. And you're putting yourself 2-0 down in a game as well, away from home. The XG is double in favour of Southampton. The shot map has those 2 glaring big red blobs on them. So, look, I'm sure Fulham fans probably just get this done now. Get the last couple of games done. It's a relegation. Move on and think about next season and stabilising for the Championship. There's the table. So 27. It's a huge gap, isn't it? We always raised this as a possibility, didn't we? Will the bottom 3 just stay and the others sustain? And they have, haven't they? And it's a bit of an embarrassing one now because they're all going to hit a point per game. Brighton and Newcastle minimum a point per game for all of them, in fact. And yeah, our 3 dearly departed teams stinking it out in the bottom 3. 5 wins, and 6 wins there. Only draws really keeping Fulham and West Brom ahead of Sheffield United. So 27 for Fulham, 2 games to go. Can they get to that 30-point mark? It's a long non-winning run now since, was it Liverpool, wasn't it? They won away at Liverpool and they were right in the mix then, but no, just hasn't worked out, has it? And those experienced Premier League clubs of Steve Bruce and Sean Dyche, Graham Potter less so, but they've done the business, haven't they? And Fulham haven't been able to go with them. Let me know what you think if you're a Fulham fan on that one. And really, I want to know what you think about next season and planning and Parker and the Khans, etc. Because that seems to be something bubbling there, doesn't it? Hope I'm wrong and it's just a press stir in the pot. But there you go. Southampton 3, Fulham 1. And get your view in the comments. And wow, 95th minute goalkeeper winning goal, Klaxon alert. You can see it already up on the screen there, can't you? West Brom 1, Liverpool 2, and winning teams find a way, don't they? And well, first of all, if you're watching this and you're in the comments, have you ever seen a goalkeeper score at a game? Let me know if you have. I don't think I have. I'm sure I remember if I had. I've seen plenty go up and never seems to happen. In fact, what happens most often is they come up to halfway, talk to the bench, and the bench go, "Get back in your goal, for goodness sakes. What are you doing? That's not your job. But Alisson made it his job in this one. West Brom also already relegated. Another defeat for the Baggies. Johnston, Furlong, Ajayi, Bartley, Townsend. Dean Garner starts. Good to see. Young player, brilliant in the Championship. Could well be brilliant in the Championship again next season. Yokuslu, Gallagher, Phillips, Pereira, Hal, Robson, Kanu. So whether it's the Dianya, the forward who's on loan for Galatasaray, whether there's big payments made every time he plays and they're down and they want to save some money, I don't know. He's not coming up as an injury down the bottom there. So let me know if you know better than me on that. Already he's just giving Robson Kanu a go. Gets a goal, actually, so there we go. Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Phillips-Williams, Robertson, Jones, Fabinho, Thiago, Salah, Firmino, Mane, and just as a reminder, Matip, Van Dijk, Gomez, Kabak, Henderson, Keita, Milner, all injured. Half of them could play centre-back as well for Liverpool. Had some issues there, haven't they? Issues there for this goal, really. Drive a truck through the gap that Robson Kanu goes through. Finishes it nicely enough, curls it in with the left foot. But, yeah. Who was it sang that song in the 90s? Wide Open, it's Manson, wasn't it? Wide Open Spaces. In goes Robson Kanu. Finishes it. Maybe that guarantees him another couple of starts in the Premier League. Who knows? Here's the equaliser. Great goal. Little bit similar, I guess, to John McGinn's goal for Villa, but this was more a snapshot. Similar position on the pitch, and Salah, just brilliant. This must just be muscle memory. They must train, especially a left-footed player, this type of shot over and again. Nice pace, curling into the far corner. And Salah, the goal machine, does it again. And here it comes. Alisson up in the 94th, 5th, I think, minute on the near post. It's a good header as well. He kind of glances it, but gets lots of power, redirects it right into that far corner. Great moment, unless you're a West Brom fan, of course. Mildly annoying if you're a West Brom fan, even though already relegated. But Alisson, the goalkeeper. Who's the last Premier League goalie to score? Can't remember. Alisson, the goalkeeper, glances with power into the far corner. And wow, what a way to win a game. The numbers, well, it's classic Big Sam one. Look, 23% possession. Still got 10 shots. Look, Liverpool, 26 shots, 6 on target. I'm sure if we had, tackles, interceptions, clearances, 32 for West Brom down the bottom there. However, look at the big chances. 3 big chances to 2 for West Brom. We do this every week. We look at the numbers for Allardyce, and without fail, his system does work if his players can execute and not concede the goals and stick the chances in. So he knows what he's doing, but the team isn't quite playing those numbers yet. And they go down 2-1 in this one. XG does tell us Liverpool 2.05. I don't know whether that's more accumulation of shots, especially given West Brom with the 3 big blobs in there. You can see in the one very close in. And there's the table. West Brom 26 points. 2 to go. Looks unlikely they're going to get up to the 30-point mark. They've got West Ham next weekend. And they've got Leeds away on the last day of the season. So 1 or 2 more points maybe for West Brom and then back to the Championship. Liverpool going on a little bit of a streak towards the end of the season here. 3 wins back-to-back. And they're in with a hunt, with 2 games to go, of a Champions League spot. More prevalent to us is West Brom fans. Of course, we'll be covering you next season on the Championship. Let me know what you thought of the performance. And really, what I want to know is what are the chances of Big Sam staying next season. Get involved. West Brom 1, Liverpool 2. And just when you thought they couldn't buy a win, Everton 0, Sheffield United 1. And Everton have this crazy bad home record. Excuse me if I'm looking away here. Let me just bring up the home records on the screen. Yeah. So in the last 5 games at home, Everton had 3 defeats and 2 draws. We only had 5 home wins all season. God forbid, Sheffield United have only had 2 away wins at Everton, Manchester United. So, I don't know. Fathom that out if you can, Blades fans. There are the teams. So for Everton, Pickford, Holgate, Keane, Godfrey, Digne, Allen, Decore, Coleman, Rodriguez, Richarlison, Calvert, Lewin. For Blades, Ramsdale, Robinson, Egan, Basham, Stevens, Baldock, Norwood, Fleck, Osborne, McGoldrick, and 17-year-old Daniel Jebinson, who I believe played in the FA Youth Cup against my lot, Ipswich under-18s, a couple of weeks ago. They lost, actually. Ipswich got to the semis and lost to Liverpool, sadly. But lovely story, this, because Daniel Jebinson is going to get the winning goal. You love to see it. Slid in there on the far post and sticks it into the empty net there with Pickford obviously committed on the near post. And yeah, tremendous stuff. And do check out on Twitter, there is footage of Jebinson coming back into the dressing room. I don't know which Sheffield United player took it or staff, and it's great seeing him getting congratulated. And a good news story for Blades fans as well. Lovely to see, and I wonder whether he goes into the striking mix with Billy Sharp ageing, Dave McGoldrick ageing, Ryan Brewster, Ollie McBurney. Well, should be able to do it at Championship level, but haven't particularly done it at Premier League level. That's the only goal. If you look at the shot map there and the XG, you can see that there's a big double chance there. 2 of those blobs are one chance. It's a great double save by Aaron Ramsdale, who plays really well in this one. How about Sheffield United? Created 2 big chances to Everton's 2, and maybe Everton's 2 were in that same play as well. And look, you'll take it. It's been horrible for Sheffield United all season. And give them a win, give them a 3-pointer, give them one of their youngsters scoring the winning goal, up to 20 points. And look, let's be positive and say, well done, Sheffield United, and enjoy a rare victory. For some reason, I don't have the table. It's gone straight onto the sponsor slide there. So if I tell you Sheffield United 20 points now from 36, they're going to finish bottom unless we get a miraculous double win and goal difference swing as well. So it is what it is, and everyone's looking ahead to next season. But yeah, big up Daniel Jebinson and a Blades win. Everton 0, Sheffield United 1. Right, that's our show, and I can now press that button which says thanks again to J. Coyle, dearly departed, also known as Ben. Couldn't bear to lose us, marching on together. Wonderful stuff. I've had my view. Now you have yours. Get involved in the comments. Busy week, dearly departed wise, which is helpful. Well, I've got blooming playoffs happening this week in the Championship and League One. So we're going to be back tomorrow, and we've got a preview the midweek round, because we've got a midweek round and then the final round of games, number 38, at the end of the week, which brings to a close the dearly departed season. Let us know. I've had a few requests for teams of the season and things of that nature. As I'm fathoming this out, it's probably going to be best to do a team of the season for Leeds and Villa combined, and then a team of the season for the bottom 3, because there's just a bit of a big gap with 3 relegated. So let me know what you'd like to see in terms of dearly departed end of season content, and we will, of course, I will do my fabled end of season reviews for all. Well, I've done 3 of the teams already, but for Leeds and Villa, they'll be coming up likely next Monday. Busy. If you want to join me on a live stream, we're going to be around tonight for, well, all night really. 2 playoff games. I'll be watching both of them live on YouTube, so do come and join us. Thank you everybody for watching. That was our dearly departed Premier League review show, and it's a big over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.